In the heart of Seoul, there stood a hospital that whispered secrets and harbored dark shadows. The Cursed Hospital, as it was known, had a sinister reputation that sent shivers down the spines of those who dared to venture near. Legends told of a powerful curse that plagued the building, trapping the souls of the deceased inside. It was said that no one who entered ever left the hospital alive. In this terrifying place, a young Korean nurse named Ji-yeon found herself assigned to the night shift. Though warned about the hospital's curse, Ji-yeon was determined to prove that she was not afraid. With her heart pounding, she pushed open the creaking doors and stepped inside, a glimmer of hope shining in her eyes. As Ji-yeon walked down the poorly lit hallways, the sounds of her heels echoed ominously. The air felt heavy, as if it carried the weight of the hospital's cursed past. She caught a glimpse of a shadow flickering at the end of the corridor, but when she turned to look, it vanished. A chilling breeze brushed against her neck, forcing her to quicken her pace. The first patient Ji-yeon attended to was an elderly woman. The frail figure lay in bed, her eyes clouded with fear. Ji-yeon couldn't help but feel a deep sense of sorrow as she saw the woman's desperation for release from this cursed existence. Night after night, Ji-yeon encountered more and more patients who seemed to be consumed by the curse. Their vacant stares and ghostly whispers sent shivers down her spine. Yet, her dedication and compassion for her patients remained unwavering. She refused to accept that their lives were destined to be eternally bound to this torment. Determined to break the curse, Ji-yeon began researching the history of the hospital. Late at night, she painstakingly sifted through dusty journals and faded documents. Finally, she stumbled upon a dark secret hidden within the hospital's Archivisa forbidden ritual that promised to release the trapped souls. Armed with the knowledge of the ritual, Ji-yeon embarked on a dangerous mission. She gathered the rare ingredients required, ranging from exotic herbs to the rarest of gemstones. The final item, however, was the most challenging to obtain: a drop of moonlight, said to possess mystical properties. Ji-yeon ventured into the forbidden wings of the hospital, where the curse's grip was strongest. Moonlight poured in through a broken window, illuminating a decrepit room. As she carefully collected a drop of moonlight in a vial, a whisper caressed her ears. "Leave," it hissed, "or you shall become one of us." Ignoring the warning, Ji-yeon made her way to the secret chamber where the ritual was to take place. She prepared the ingredients meticulously, placing each one in its designated spot. The room was filled with an eerie silence as she lit the final candle, casting haunting shadows on the walls. As Ji-yeon recited the ancient incantation, a powerful wave of energy filled the room. The curse's grip weakened, and the trapped souls began to stir. The air crackled with anticipation as the souls gradually dissolved into radiant streams of light. Ji-yeon watched in awe as they floated towards the window, escaping into the night sky. Exhausted but triumphant, Ji-yeon collapsed onto the floor. The cursed hospital was finally free from the darkness that had plagued it for so long. As she closed her eyes, she felt a gentle warmth enveloping her, as if the hospital itself was grateful for her bravery. When Ji-yeon awoke, she found herself lying in a hospital bed. The sun pierced through the curtains, casting a golden glow in the room. A flickering shadow caught her attention, and she turned to see a familiar face: the elderly woman she had cared for during her time in the cursed hospital. The old woman smiled, her eyes twinkling with gratitude. "You have saved us all, young nurse," she said. "You have broken the curse that bound us." Ji-yeon couldn't help but shed tears of joy. The patients she had fought so hard to save were finally free, their souls at peace. It was a victory that would forever be etched in her heart. Weeks passed, and Ji-yeon continued her work as a nurse. The haunted memories of the cursed hospital slowly faded, replaced by hope and healing. The horrors she had experienced had given her a newfound strength, and she vowed to make a difference in the lives of her patients. It wasn't long before Ji-yeon's dedication and skill caught the attention of the hospital's management. Praise and recognition followed, and she soon found herself promoted to head nurse. Her compassion and determination had earned her the respect of her colleagues, and even the most skeptical doctors marveled at her abilities. The hospital, once shrouded in darkness, began to transform. Patients came from near and far, seeking solace in the skilled hands and kind heart of Nurse Ji-yeon. The atmosphere changed, and so did the reputation of the hospital. It became known as the place where miracles happened, where hope was restored, and where the power of one person's bravery had forever altered its cursed fate. Years passed, and Ji-yeon's name echoed through the halls of the hospital like a whispered legend. The curse had become nothing more than a distant memory, long forgotten by those who now entered its doors. But Ji-yeon never forgot. It was a reminder of what she had accomplished, a testament to the strength of her will and the power of compassion. On Ji-yeon's final day before retirement, the hospital threw a grand farewell party to honor her. Doctors, nurses, and patients gathered to celebrate the incredible woman who had transformed their lives. As Ji-yeon stood before the crowd, her eyes filled with tears, she realized that the true victory had never been breaking the curse, but rather the bonds she had forged with those she had cared for. In her retirement, Ji-yeon traveled the world, spreading her knowledge and compassion to hospitals in need. Whether it was a haunted asylum in France or a remote clinic in Africa, her healing touch brought comfort and hope to those afflicted by pain and suffering. And so, the tale of Ji-yeon, the brave nurse who conquered the cursed hospital, became a story whispered among generations. The legacy of her courage and empathy continued to inspire others, reminding them that even in the darkest of places, love and compassion could transform lives. As for the old cursed hospital, it remained a place of healing and miracles. The corridors no longer whispered secrets, but instead sang stories of hope and survival. And deep within its walls, a plaque bore the name of the remarkable nurse who defied fate and created a new chapter in its haunted history, the legendary Ji-Yan, a beacon of light in the darkness. The end.